Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is August 14th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You can see the state of Hawaii here. There's California, a couple tropical systems. One's going to pass south of the Hawaiian Islands. This might bring an increase in moisture here over the next week or so. And then we've got some chatter going on. You probably heard me talk about it yesterday, and then social media for some development. It's going to be close to the coastline here. It may move up close to California here through the extended forecast. We'll take a look at that. It's a fantasy forecast right now, but it's worth watching. Some of the models are bringing a pretty good surge of moisture here up across the southwest. In the meantime, we've got this upper level low spinning. We had some thunderstorms across the region yesterday. It's going to continue on into today, especially across the higher terrain, but it's going to start making its way up towards Northern California here as well. Typical monsoon stuff will continue across Arizona and places up towards Utah as well. We'll take a look at those details coming up. And if you guys want a nice affordable home weather station to record some of that weather data, it's all wireless, it's all solar powered, and it's got ultrasonic anemometer, haptic rain gauge. It's got a lightning detection system with it as well. It stores all your data for you in the cloud. Nice smartphone app. Highly recommend this station. You can see off to the east of the Bay Area was picking up some of that lightning last night. It's about 9 hours ago now, but you can see all the stations out here and scroll across the map here as well if you want to check out other people's data. Now, taking a look at the lightning strike density yesterday, you can see across some of the foothills of Sierra Nevada here, out through the desert areas, typical monsoon stuff across Arizona, but you can see some of these strikes got out just east of the Bay Area here and even out over the coastline there as well. That's going to continue today, and these storms are going to be moving out of the east towards the northwest here and possibly up across Northern California here for the next few days as well. This is looking at this day in Southern California weather history. As you can imagine, this time of year, the thunderstorms usually make the headlines, and you've got some, even you can get a weak tornado at times around here too, the Mojave Desert there back in 2004. So interesting stuff, and we may be dealing with some of this activity here as we go through the next week or two as well. We'll be watching that closely. This is the thunderstorm chance for today, all the way up to the coastline, including Eureka, Redding, Chico, Sacramento, Reno, Stockton, and of course the most likely time frame here from the afternoon to the evening hours. Watch out for some of that dangerous lightning with those storms, and you can see Eureka, California picking up on this thunderstorm threat as well. Dangerous lightning, gusty winds, new fire starts possible. So when thunder roars, go indoors. You guys know the drill. Looking at Phoenix, again, pretty warm down there across many portions of Arizona, but the showers and storm chances will continue, hopefully bringing a little bit of relief if those come over the area, and that's going to continue on in through later this week as well with the storm chances. This is northern Arizona. You got the scattered storms kind of continuing on as we go through this week. You guys know the drill out there. And looking at Death Valley yesterday, 116 degrees. Look at this Wyoming Fox Park, 24 degrees. Man, is it summertime or what out there? Pretty chilly temperatures. Now, this is looking at the normalized mean sea level pressure. So if we put this into motion, you can see the system passing south of Hawaiian Islands. You get a little bump in the winds there. Nothing like what Dora brought to the Hawaiian Islands. This next one may bring an increase here for moisture to the Hawaiian Islands. But look at this one developing off of Baja here and trying to move northbound. And this is last night's European run. As you can see, that's going to kind of try to bring some increased moisture as we go through the weekend on into the following week coming up here. This is looking at the GFS ensemble. So it's showing the same thing with these couple of tropical systems here. And the development out here, does it show it? You bet it does. And it starts to bring it up close to Baja here. And you can see as we start going through the extended, that's getting precariously close to California. And it could bring a good surge of precipitable water, some increased storms with it as well. So this is definitely something to watch here as we go out into the extended model, starting to latch on to this agreement for the system moving up close to Southern California here. But we'll watch it. Things can still change. It's still way out there, and it's still technically a fantasy forecast for now. But this is looking at the European versus the GFS here, the ensemble as of yesterday afternoon. There go a couple tropical systems here. You can see them in the precipitable water anomaly. And then let's see, what kind of model agreement do we have? You can see that pretty good surge of moisture here moving up on the GFS. Look at that, just kind of spills up into the southwest portion of the USA. European showing something similar as well with the increase of the moisture also. So yeah, this is definitely worth watching here, folks. And you'll probably hear some chatter about this as we go through the future days, and people will be watching run by run to see what kind of model solutions come as we try to wait for some. It's best to wait till we get a little bit closer to this forecast before you start getting worried about things right now. Things can still change at this point. We're still looking at 144 hours right there before any possible moisture moisture starts to get into the region here, at least on the GFS. This is looking at mean sea level pressure. And I just wanted to kind of show you guys something with that next system moving south of the Hawaiian Islands. You can see it start to move by here. Here it comes. And as it gets closer to the Hawaiian Islands, you can imagine it's going to bring a little bit of an uptick in wind. But when Dora passed, there was a 1035 millibar low here, and Dora passes maybe a 990 millibar. You're talking about 45 millibars, a very strong gradient, and that's what caused those winds there. It was not a direct result of Hurricane Dora passing south. It was not from the cyclone. I keep hearing people saying, why is this hurricane dry? Well, because the hurricane was further to the south. It was the intense pressure gradient that set up across the Pacific Ocean here. So I want to kind of clear up some misinformation going on out there, and then you can see the next system kind of embedded in the trade flow here. Could bring an increase of moisture here to Hawaii as we go on in through, as we go on into early next week. We'll see how that trends. But this is looking at precipitable water here for San Diego International Airport, and the European kind of picking up here, uptrending a bit on the precipitable water as it comes across some of Southern California there. So this is definitely something to watch. It's almost coming out of fantasy stage here in the next few days. If the models keep showing this there, then we're going to want to start to prepare a bit for it. This is the GFS. You can clearly see the surge of moisture here as we go on in through later this weekend coming up with that system moving up out of the south and southeast. Here we go with the GFS ensemble mean versus itself. This is total precipitation. I just want to scroll through this a little bit quickly here, but you can kind of see it's showing that surge of moisture here on its ensemble runs here as well. Pretty good ensemble agreement within itself on the GFS. So this is definitely something worth watching, and you're going to hear a lot of chatter about this. So I'm trying to nip things in the bud a little bit. Not anything to get too worried about just yet, but definitely something to watch. Now, in the short term, we still have this upper level low. You can see this is 10,000 feet, 700 millibars. State of California is here. You can see the upper level low spinning off the coast, and you can kind of imagine that flow as it moves out of the southeast, northwest, across the region. That's going to kind of be the path these thunderstorms are taking. So if you see them develop across a higher terrain, these do have the potential to drift out over some of the lower elevations here and get all the way out to the coastline for the next couple of days. So heads up for that. As you can see, as we go through now Tuesday afternoon, we start heading towards Wednesday morning. Upper level low still continuing to spin moisture back up and across much of the southwest and much of the state of California. This is looking at 500 millibars here, and we're looking at cyclonic relative vorticity. But what I'm just trying to show you here is a visual diagram here of that upper level low continuing to spin this activity back up across California and Nevada here as we go on in through later portions of this week, kind of hanging out here as you can see. Now, this is looking at day one thunderstorm potential. It does go all the way into southern Oregon, includes Redding, some of California here, the Sierra Nevada. It's kind of leaving out Las Vegas today, but I wouldn't rule out a thunderstorm popping off on some of the higher terrain here as well. So watch out for that as we go through. This is actually day 3 here, but something similar here. Let's check it out. Something similar here. There, basically the same thing here for the next 3 days. You can see day 1, day 2, and day 3, which I kind of jumped ahead on, but yeah, you can see we're going to be dealing with this for the next 3 days at least here across the state of California. And this is day 1 excessive rainfall outlook. Does exist for portions of the Sierra Nevada, on and through Nevada and down through Arizona. There's day 2, again, including some places, some desert areas even out there, including Las Vegas on day 2. And day 3 extends a little bit further north into California there. Now look at Fresno. Check it out. You can see the above average temperatures. The average high for this time of year, upper 90s. And you can see we're going to get up towards 110 here as we go through today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Another warm day Thursday before, kind of a downtrend here. So maybe we're going to bring some moisture into the region. We'll see how that goes. Here's Chico. Check it out. Nice and warm. Average high for about this time of year is about 95, 96, and you can see the temperatures getting up towards 110. Los Angeles, close to the coastline here, so temperatures are a bit suppressed compared to areas inland. But look, if you're going towards Burbank, you can see potential for 3 days at 100 or more, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Phoenix, the above average summer continues out there. Some of these overnight lows only getting down towards the mid 80s, mid and upper 80s. Sacramento here as well, the bump and then the drop back down here as we go towards the weekend. Las Vegas, kind of seasonable actually here, getting some thunderstorm potential here in some of these days as well. And this is the 6 to 10 day temperature probability outlook here. You can see kind of taking into account some of this moisture surge coming up from the south, maybe some clouds around, help suppress some of the temperatures across the desert areas at least. This goes through August 23rd, and this goes through August 23rd as well. The above average signal here for much of the southwest, including Nevada and Northern California as well. This is looking so far in August 1st through August 13th. Check it out. We're starting to bring these temperatures up a little bit across some places to California here, but still that below average signal here so far for them at the August across a lot of the Intermountain West. But you can see just how warm the South has been in southern portions of Arizona as well as we've gone on through August so far. And yeah, so it's going to be interesting, folks. This is, this is the scenario that I talk about when we look at this day in Southern Cal weather history, where this surge of moisture comes up from the south, and you see just what kind of things can happen. You get some pretty extreme flooding events and interesting precipitation amounts and all kinds of crazy weather, dangerous lightning. So we'll watch that closely. We have a lot of time to prepare for it. It's still fantasy forecast right now, so don't start sounding alarm bells or anything like that. We'll just watch the system as we go. It'll be fun to watch these model runs come in and compare them and see which model performs the best. Right now, the GFS kind of latched onto that pretty early, and the European continuing to show that possibility as well. So something definitely we want to watch over the next few days. But anyway, watch out for those thunderstorms out there. You can kind of see that upper level low spinning on the mid-level water vapor loop as we speak right now. So yeah, that's going to bring some thunderstorm activity. Hopefully it doesn't kick off any fires. Still doing pretty good across a lot of the Sierra Nevada, though. Still have some upper elevation snow out there even as well. So hopefully they can keep things from getting too out of hand as far as fires are concerned. But doing pretty well so far this year. But anyway, we'll do this again tomorrow. Check out that home weather station out there if you want to buy it. To be in that link down below to save 10% off. Do this again tomorrow. Talk to you guys then, and yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day.